Kia ora, I'm Hannah.
I'm Ralph.
We're the co-directors of a company called Trick of the Light Theatre.
Welcome to
Backstage Pass. We haven't done this show since
Beginning of last year?
May last year. So now we have to open all the boxes and hope that when we did our last pack out at the end of a 6-week tour, we really tidily and appropriately put everything away correctly. Let's start with this one, which I think contains costumes and shadow puppets.
These are our giant maps of St. Bathans that we had printed a few years ago. Probably the only giant maps of St. Bathans in the world. St. Bathans has a population of 9 people. Here's St. Bathans.
Ah, yes.
That's where the player's set. So it's a tiny wee town in central Otago, which we got to know because Hannah's dad used to have a house there.
We actually performed it in St. Bathans at their 150th town anniversary brouhaha.
In a tent on the domain. There were no blackouts, there were only sort of brownouts.
We were part of a pretty funny festival. There was like a beard growing competition and like children in costumes riding on horses parade.
Someone said, "You're so good, you must be from Auckland." These are all the shadow puppets that we use for the show. The naming of these has also developed organically and would make sense to no one but us.
When you're doing Dangle Frond, can you wiggle it a little bit more but then get it off faster?
It's really simple. I mean, it's an object which is limited in that it only does this one thing, whereas with a digital projector you can do so much, but because of its limitation it's very consistent. So these are some of the puppets. It always looks a little bit like you're coming across some horrific crime scene. So this is the third version of the puppets we've made. The first ones were very lo-fi and much less articulated than these.
When we unbox these guys is I go through and redo all of their hair.
He's got some luscious locks when it hasn't been crushed.
Yeah, his volume really takes a dive.
Do you find that there's a different way of animating each character when they're gone?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got different qualities. So this guy's very limmy, whereas I've got another one who is this character's dad, who is very short and squat, and he does a lot of sort of bouncing around and flips.
We started making it in 2011. We were living in the UK and we went for like New Year's
Hungover walk.
where we were like, we should make a play.
We made this thing, we made it quite quickly, it was pretty rough and ready. And then we went up to the Edinburgh Fringe and kept refining it through the monthly performances and kind of have never stopped.
Do you think the kernel of the same show has always been there throughout?
Yeah. Maybe we've just found better ways of expressing that story to the audience.
And we've just got better. Like, we're better at what we do now than we were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I hope. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were rookies at doing this show.
We're really good at drinking.